What's up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm going to be speaking about some of the green flags when it comes to synastry between two people and in a relationship. More specifically, some of the green flags that are less commonly spoken about. So one of the biggest green flags that can actually also be quite underrated is when having your partner's planets falling into your IC. So the IC is the beginning of or the cusp of the fourth house. It is representative of our comfort, our home, our deepest emotional core. So when someone's planets are landing, this is going to affect the relationship between two people in the sense that they can feel this feeling of feeling quite safe with each other. And when it comes to the feeling, they feel the sense of feeling at home with each other. And between the person whose planets are landing here and the IC person, they're going to feel that within their connection, they're able to really feel comfortable with each other. They can sit with each other in silence and be able to feel this kind of feeling of being understood and feeling comfortable. Even if there is just silence while they're sitting together. And ultimately, it really is a green flag because it is a sign of having that feeling of emotional security with somebody in a relationship. Especially when the planets that are falling on the IC are like somebody's sun, somebody's moon, or even somebody's Venus, and even somebody's Jupiter. It can be more underrated, but this definitely is a big sign of a green flag to share this IC connection with someone in synastry. The next green flag has to do with the asteroid called Chiron. And Chiron is known as the wounded healer and has a reputation of being about things like emotional pain and vulnerability and even things like deep wounds. But when it comes to having your Chiron in a harmonious aspect with someone's personal planets, like their sun, moon, even Venus or Mars, this can bring about a healing connection between two people. And it can be very beautiful because with an aspect like a trine or a sextile between your Chiron and your partner's more so personal planets, any one of them, this can be a very beautiful thing in the sense that the connection supports healing as opposed to being one that kind of puts two people in a state of being constantly triggered. This aspect is going to bring out a sense of support and encouragement of being able to heal a lot of those wounds. And between the Chiron person and the planet person here, you're going to feel that they are emotionally seen and are also emotionally understood, as opposed to feeling like they are wounds or scars that are being reopened. And with this aspect, the Chiron person here is going to help the planet person actually move past those scars or those wounds and be able to grow past them. And so the connection feels like it's a source of being able to heal and experience the connection as a healing connection between the two of them. So it can be a really major green flag to have with someone. And when it comes to the overlays when sharing synastry with someone, having fifth house overlays can be a major green flag to share with someone. The seventh house can be really great because it is linked to commitment, but the fifth house is also really great because it is linked to things like romance and things like fun and pleasure and even things like the spark that is between two people and within a connection. So the fifth house overlays can be really great overlays to share with someone and very exciting as well when it comes to a relationship. And for that reason, it can be a major green flag. And when it comes to the fifth house, especially when it comes to having planets like someone's Venus falling in your fifth house or somebody's moon falling into your fifth house or someone's sun falling into your fifth house, this can be really great because it is showing that there is going to be a natural sense of attraction and fun and even that playfulness between the two people. And basically having fifth house overlays with someone is going to show that there's a sense of being able to preserve and maintain a sense of that spark in their connection with each other and also enjoying in each other's company and being able to be around each other and spend time with each other. And essentially the connection feels alive, and the relationship is about even more than just the longevity, but it feels alive when it comes to the way they feel about each other, as well as this connection with each other. And another green flag to be mentioned is going to have to do with having harmonious aspects to the outer planets like Pluto or even Neptune, because this is going to add a level of depth to the connection, and is going to make it feel like there's a soul bond between the people who are in the relationship with each other. And when it comes to that feeling of this added sense of depth to their connection between the two of them, it comes with especially a sense of no toxicity, but still has the depth, especially if it is in a soft aspect like a trine or a sextile. Like, take for instance having a trine between Venus and Neptune. This is going to bring spirituality into their connection, and it can be very inspiring but still grounded. Even an aspect like having Pluto in a sextile to the moon is going to bring emotional depth to their connection. And when it comes to the emotional depth, it's like having a strong sense of emotional understanding on a very deep level that they can feel for each other within this connection with each other, without that possessiveness that can be associated with Pluto, or even the moon if it was in a more hard aspect. Or even an outer planet like Uranus, and having Uranus in like a trine with the sun. It is typically Uranus can be an unpredictable planet. It can represent things like change and rebellion and freedom. But with it in a aspect that is like a trine or a sextile to the sun, it becomes more so a sense of excitement and a sense of a fresh energy that's brought into the connection, as opposed to instability. And it can be very exciting when it comes to having this aspect, and the way in which it's going to be what it's bringing to the relationship between the two partners with this aspect. And it can feel very fresh and exciting and supportive without feeling too overwhelming when it comes to the feeling that it's bringing to the relationship for both the partners. Because when it comes to Uranus, it can bring about this roller coaster almost kind of effect in the relationship when it comes to what the Uranus person is bringing to the Sun person. Here, the Uranus person is bringing a level of excitement, but it's in a way that feels more so supportive. It doesn't feel like they are completely shaking up their world when they come into meeting the Sun person. It feels more so exciting. It feels fresh. It feels supportive. And between the two of them with this aspect, they can just be this natural flow between the Sun person and the Uranus person, because the Uranus person is able to have this natural sense of flow with the Sun person's core identity and their individuality and innovative kind of energy. So with this aspect, there's something about this aspect that makes the connection feel very liberating and inspiring, even though there's potential of having a lot of surprises. Even though there's the potential of having a lot of surprises in their relationship, it's going to be in a good way. And other green flags is when, say, you have mutual aspects between two people, where it's like when one person has their moon in a conjunction to another person's Saturn, then the other person also has their moon in a conjunction to your Saturn. And this can be a really great green flag because it shows that they both have reciprocal energy. They both can have this sense of understanding each other's energy, and being able to experience this reciprocity can really create the sense of chemistry between the two of them and understanding between the two of them and where they're coming from when they are dealing with each other. So having similar aspects in your synastry with someone is a green flag. And it can mean that both people are experiencing similar energy and experiences with each other and on the same wavelength with each other. And it brings out things like having mutual understanding between the two of them and balance in their relationship with each other. Like, say, if you had a square between your Venus is squaring their Mars and their Venus is squaring your Mars, this can be a good thing. This can be a green flag. As opposed to if somebody was having their Venus in a square to a partner's Mars, but their Venus is doing something different. This can make it so that there is a bit of an imbalance as far as being able to experience things like attraction and that feeling of chemistry not being the same thing or reciprocated, which can make the dynamic kind of unbalanced. Because in an aspect like Venus in a square to someone's Mars, this does create that feeling of a push-pull between the two partners in their dynamic. But with them both having their Venus squaring their partner's Mars and their partner's Venus squaring your Mars, can experience a sense of experiencing reciprocity within the feeling. They both can be going through the same thing or on the same wavelength, making it feel like it is reciprocal what they're going through in terms of feeling the attraction towards each other, as well as even creating their chemistry. Their chemistry just feels more reciprocal. And in essence, when having mutual aspects with someone in a synastry, this feels like being on the same wavelength with someone, where it doesn't feel like one person is carrying all of the weight of a dynamic that the aspect is bringing to the relationship, but they feel the sense of fairness and can even feel the sense of understanding because of the mirroring of each other's aspects in each other's charts, which is definitely a green flag. Well, that does it for this video on some green flags in synastry that may show up between two people. Thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it and that you found it helpful. And if you did, please be sure to give this video a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe to the channel for more videos. Well, that is where I love and leave you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.